Where are we going?
Swim with the dolphins.
Hi, this is Dawn with 7 is Enough. Today we are going to tell you about the Dolphin Academy on the beautiful Dutch island of Curacao. We will tell you more about the island of Curacao in a later video. Today we are specifically going to tell you about the Dolphin Academy and the Curacao Sea Aquarium, which is connected to the Dolphin Academy. This was an absolute bucket list excursion for me. We did it about 10 years ago, but the prices are accurate for today. Swim fins are mandatory and they are provided by the Dolphin Academy, so you do not have to worry about lugging those around. To do it over again, I would have brought either goggles or a mask. We actually use an easy breather mask, which you can look up. They are pretty neat, and because I wear contacts and the dolphins splash and you're constantly worried about your contacts, so that would have been, I think, something that would have enhanced this excursion, but it was phenomenal. We could choose from a lot of different options. The dolphin encounter is something that you can do any age. The dolphin swim is what we chose. You can also snorkel, or they call it free diving. You can do a scuba encounter, an open water dive, and they even have assistant trainer classes for kids that are 3-day classes if you're going to stay on the island. So you should really look into that if you plan a trip to Curacao. The dolphin swim is $174 a piece, and you have to be at least 8 years old and at least 51 inches tall. They do not allow pregnant women, and you cannot take a water camera with you on this excursion. You can have someone film from the outside, but not in the water. However, if you do the snorkel or the scuba encounter, underwater cameras are permitted. So just something that I like to know about, because I like to have the camera if I can. We had a blast. You get 30 minutes in the water with the dolphins interacting. I feel like we were in the water more like 45, and pretty much with the dolphins the whole time. I believe they keep the group size at a limit of 6, and we had 5 in our group, and this girl was one of the 5, and I believe that she was there on a 3-day assistant trainer program. So you will get to see her later during the Dolphin Show that we saw, where she gets to help them. They also have something similar for adults, and I believe it's called Dolphins in Depth Level Course 1 and 2. And those are 2-day and 3-day sessions. So if you go to Curacao for a week, you can do a whole week of half-day sessions where you interact with the dolphins. I'd love to go with the kids and do that.
They would love it. This whole experience was a dream come true for you.
It was. It was my bucket list, for sure.
It was. We went on this trip. We talked about different excursions we wanted to do, and this one was the most expensive, but also the best one we did.
It was. It's still my favorite. I know I already said it, but I so bad want to go back and do the snorkel or the scuba.
Oh, yeah, me too. I was amazed how, oh, look, I forgot, hang on. I forgot about this part where we're waving to them and they wave back.
I know.
We got to do so many things with them and actually spend a good amount of time with the dolphins.
We did. We cut this video because we tried to cut it out to make it short, so you're not seeing the time that we're in the water while they're telling the other people in the water to do tricks. So we got to hang out for, probably double what you're seeing here. Look at you.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember, I think the instructor is kind of telling you what to do. Pat the water.
Yeah, I already said this too, but I wish I had had goggles, so when we rode the dolphins,
yes,
I wasn't worried about my contacts. Yeah,
I definitely remember I had my eyes closed pretty good because you're going at a really good clip, which was the neatest part, really.
It was pretty cool, and they're just so sweet. They're so smart.
I know.
Yeah, this little girl, it was like a dream because she got to help train them and, spend 3 days with them. So we did this from Royal Caribbean, and it was on our honeymoon, and I didn't find it. You did. How did you find them?
Well, I originally looked into booking the excursion not with the ship. Like a lot of times we'll use a
Yeah.
site called Shore Excursioneers. But this particular excursion, you had to book with the ship. I think they have a contract.
Right.
This place has a contract with the cruise lines.
Yeah, I think most things we like to book not through the cruise lines, but there are a few things, and this is one of them that I'm really glad that we did.
Because you can save money not booking with the cruise lines.
Right.
And there are some excursions you can't help it because they have a contract you have to book with the cruise lines.
Yeah. And I just loved it. I would like to go back to Curacao as well.
Me too. Yeah, you'll see later in the video, this was half a day, so we actually had the second half of the day to go into Curacao and look around.
We did. And it was beautiful.
Right here's kind of where you wish you had goggles. They just splashed in.
Curacao is one of the ABC islands. It's Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. And it is just north of Venezuela. And this is, like I think I said before, it's a Dutch island.
Do you mind if I sing Flipper? They call him Flipper. Faster than light.
It was. Didn't you love how the feet? What are those called? The little feet flippers that you wear. They really to wear those.
Oh, it made it so nice.
So much easier because you're in 30 foot of water.
Yeah, treading water was not a problem, and I actually worried a little bit about it.
Yeah, it was very, very easy to float with those flippers. And I love that we didn't have to carry them around because we have done that on other excursions. So we could save money, but here it's included.
I think here, what do we just swimming alongside him and petting him, I guess?
Uh-huh. And then at one point, I don't know if you see it on the video, but they roll over and you get to rub their bellies. And they have you, if you'll see how one of our arms is in, they want you to have one arm like up to your chest all the time so you don't, like the little girl's doing it wrong, but so you don't accidentally flail around or scare them. So that's why when you see like one arm in, that's us obeying the rules.
And we always obey the rules.
We try. Not always.
In those buckets, what does she have? Little fish to feed them, right?
Yes. Yeah, they would feed them, especially when they did the tricks and stuff. So when we got to ride on them, they would give them little tricks. And one of these dolphins was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name? Starts with an
man,
R.
I don't.
We'll hear it in a minute.
Yes, I think this is the part probably our favorite part, where we
held
onto their fins. Yes, that was fun.
It was fun. You just don't know what to expect. You have no idea. Well, I know what to expect now, but
these dolphins are smart. There's my turn.
Yeah, if we go to do it again, I'm going to need to do some arm workouts.
It would have been better with goggles.
Yeah, and I think they would have went a little farther, but pretty sure the trainer was like, slow down, you're drowning them. Sign to the dolphin. And we didn't know. As she was telling us what to do, we didn't know what they were going to do. She would say, okay, now put your backs up against each other and put your hands out. So we do it, and then here they come.
Was that kind of the end there? Are they shaking our hands?
Yeah, I believe so. I think in the very, very last part, they wave at us. But yeah, some of these dolphins, this was 10 years ago, almost exactly. And some of these dolphins, most of these dolphins are still around and there at the
You
school.
can never tell it by looking at me. I look. Oh, sorry.
Stupid. I would like to go back and either do the dolphin snorkel, the free dive, or the dolphin open water dive. They're one of only 3 places in the world that are paired up with Ocean Encounters, who are PADI 5-star, the Gold Palm IDC, which is compliant with ISO standards for recreational diving. So since we are not scuba certified, I would want to go to a place with those standards to dive. And you can, if you do the scuba one, I know they will train you. They'll give you kind of a quick immersion into scuba.
Well, there they go. They're saying goodbye. Bye, dolphins.
I know.
It was fun.
Okay. We just got on swim with the dolphins. It was so much fun. We loved it. Oh, they're flipping right now. There's Don. Oh, look. It was. Oh, they're playing, I think, as a reward for swimming with us.
So this is the video Matt did after we got out, and I love it.
Are they giving them their rewards?
They are. They're getting rewarded. They're getting playtime. And there's the little girl, so they're working with her still.
And she was in training, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a 3-day.
Swimming with them. It was fun. There's Dawn. Did I mention that she forgot her swimsuit today and we had to go back?
But I got it on.
I think it's neat how they did it there with the rocks back there. It makes it look pretty natural, the little cove.
I did too. And they said they could totally jump those. I mean, those are barriers, but it's more the barrier to keep things out than to keep them in. Yeah, they were. And I loved that whole thing. I liked you'll get to see indoor. We didn't do a very good job videoing inside.
And this was like a little, I don't know what you want to call it, a zoo almost?
Aquarium. Yeah, Sea Life Aquarium.
A lot of neat things in there.
It was neat. And you can, you'll get to see that we're going to get to touch them and stuff. But
Stingrays. You got to swim with stingrays as well.
Which was
we're
very
not a big
scary.
fan.
Okay, in fairness, when we did the stingray swim.
There's no fairness.
We did it. What island did we do that on? Grand Cayman.
Yeah, Grand Cayman.
And it was Stingray Island. And I mean, they were everywhere. You're right in the middle on a sandbar and you get out and they are everywhere. And they warn you, scoot your feet, don't lift your feet up. People do get stung there.
Part of the adventure.
And we had Olivia, who was at the time, I want to say 4.
Yeah.
And she was flailing arms and legs. It was too deep for her.
Yeah.
And so her arms and legs are going everywhere. And I'm seeing these gigantic stingrays. Yeah, I was nervous. Me and her went back in the boat because I would have been okay without her. But
I remember that whole group with us. I was the first in because everybody was a little scared.
You were.
Skittish,
You were. The girls were really scared. We had
Yeah.
the kids all with us. But it was a blast. The stingrays are really neat. You can, feed them and yeah, it's pretty cool.
There was a lot of neat things to see in this little aquarium.
It was. I got to touch a sea cucumber for the first time.
I actually remember the sea cucumbers well. I think you'll see them probably coming up, don't you?
Yeah.
Ooh, I want lobster.
I know. It's gigantic.
With some butter.
It's like a sea crab, isn't it, though? That wasn't really
I
lobster.
don't know. I'd eat it.
Yeah, some kind of shellfish. We'll eat it. We'll take it, whatever it is. Yeah, I wish we'd maybe done, I say I wish, but Matt's always the one stuck with the camera when we're on vacation. Not so much anymore, but...
No. Now you pull your share a little bit.
Now I do. Now I towed the line,
Yeah.
but he does a better job with it. But yeah, they also had a gigantic ship, a picture of a model cruise ship in there.
I think there is a model cruise
There
ship
is.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I cut it out though.
Oh, okay.
To save our
Why are we
friends
talking
from
about
watching
it?
too much.
Why are we talking about it?
Because it was cute.
Now that's a lobster, dadgummit.
I don't know. I
That
know what
is
they
a
look like when they're
lobster.
cooked red on my plate. Yeah, that's a lobster. That other one was not a lobster.
Yeah.
I don't know what it
I'm
was.
pretty sure it was.
I'm gonna have to go back and look.
I know.
See if I can find a little sign. We don't know our sea life very well.
You know what it tastes like.
And the weather was really great while we were there. We went in May and it was 80. It was perfect. That thing is gigantic and he has weird teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him. Look at the screen where he's banged up against the window. I would not want to meet him.
You wouldn't?
In the water.
No.
Probably not. He's probably...
You don't like meeting little fish
He's
in the
probably...
water.
Listen, I only don't like meeting little fish when they eat my skin off. and make me bleed. Okay, I'm not.
We paid to have our fish eat our skin.
I'm not talking about the fish pedicure.
Oh, okay.
That's Mr. Sancho's. If you want to see that video.
Now, are these?
But I'm talking about being in the water, and they were everywhere, and
Are these
that was
sharks
fun.
here?
But
Not
they
to
bit.
interrupt you.
Yes,
Okay.
those are sharks.
Well, that's not a great view.
No, but you'll see it. I think
Come on
here in a
out,
second.
sharks.
I think you'll see another one. Yeah, they have a shark show too, and Matt really wanted to stay for the shark show, but I don't know why we didn't.
Probably because we wanted to see Curacao.
Yeah, we were. You're always kind of on a time frame when you're on a cruise. Just another reason why we could go back.
Yeah, there's the
Still.
sharks. I don't remember what kind of sharks they are. But basking sharks? I don't know what they are. Black tip sharks?
I think you have it in the
Oh.
thing, but we muted the audio because it was kind of cruddy.
Yeah, and there was wind and...
Listen, I'm sure we have some fish people that are going to watch this that can tell us what kind of shark that was. I just know it's not a hammerhead.
That's not a hammerhead. Or a tiger. Or a grill.
Dolphin shark.
They call him Flipper.
Isn't that cute? And then there was do you remember the big ship that they had turned into a house or a building? It was a gigantic ship.
Vaguely, very vaguely.
I don't know if we cut it out or not. And it was so...
There's a wind on you.
My look there, I can tell you what I was feeling. It was an absolute dream. I cried thinking about it.
This was your first cruise?
It was my first cruise. It was our honeymoon, and it was my bucket list since I was a kid thing I wanted to do. So it was an absolute...
You were in marital bliss.
Didn't last long.
No, I know.
No, I'm kidding.
Now, those are the sea cucumbers here.
Yep, that little snail. I love that little guy. Isn't he cute? That just totally reminds me of the movie Nemo. When they're in the fish tank and yeah.
Can you? I don't think you can eat sea cucumber, can you?
I think you can, actually. Yeah, I think you can.
What is that?
An urchin.
Oh, a sea urchin.
It is. Like a little porcupine.
Now, you can eat those.
Yeah. No, you can't.
I'm all about what you can eat. They have seahorse.
Look at it. Isn't that weird, though, those cucumbers? They just, they look like, some of them look like...
Oh, I know that's exactly what they look like. Okay, so now we're up to where they had a show for us at the end, didn't they?
Yes. So after everybody was done and got out, they let the dolphins kind of relax and play a little bit. And we were able to change and look through the aquarium. Then we came back out and they had a show. And so you can go to Curacao and see the show. You don't have
for free, I think maybe.
I think it is. I take it back. I think you can pay to see the Sea Aquarium.
And you see the show.
And I think the show is probably included in that. You can look that on the website that we
probably
gave you.
Fairly cheap though, I bet.
Yeah, and it's really neat. The kids loved it. They were cheering, and not our kids. There were other kids there, but it was cute to listen to them.
And we're going to probably go back to, you want to go back to the audio and let them just watch the show?
Yeah, we'll let you watch it. And you'll hear, they do it in English and they do it in Dutch because it's a Dutch island. So you can hear both. We tried to cut out as much as we could extra. So, but yeah, it's beautiful. And to look, I mean, you're not in like SeaWorld. I've been to SeaWorld and it's great, but that's your view.
Yes.
Like that ocean is your view. So
really awesome.
It was. We would, I think, both suggest, and Matt is pretty cheap, really? But I think we would both suggest if you go to Curacao, this is an absolute worth your money excursion.
En het zwaaien doen de dolfijnen dat met hun borstvinnetjes. En de borstvinnetjes, dat zijn de enige vinnen met bot. En die gebruiken ze om mee te sturen. So you saw Ismay let the wave, that dolphin wave. And he used it to steer with.
Oh, love it.
En hier gaat Plaats voor is mee de lucht in Annie.
The kids.
Deel van het examen behaald.
Yay, bye.
Een grote applaus. And then they have the dorsal fin on top and they use it to stay in balance with. The fluke and the dorsal fin are made of cartilage. If you put all those body parts together and they smooth skin, they can reach a top speed of 25 miles an hour. And of course, they will show it for us in the lagoon right now. They're going to build up their speed, make a round, and come back to the blue platform.
There you go. Oh, they're fast. Wow.
En ook is het jullie misschien al opgevallen dat de dolfijnen allemaal een blaasgat boven op hun hoofd hebben. En die hebben ze nodig om onder andere geluiden mee te maken, want ze hebben geen stembanden net zoals ons. So we got 3 basic sounds for you and everything is coming out of the blowhole. And this is what we call the clicks. It only works under the water. So they send the clicks out and bounce back on any object, and so they know how far something is, for example. And here you heard the whistle. Well, like we got our own names, the dolphins got their own whistle. So if they want to call each other, they just imitate each other's whistle. Maar ook hoorden jullie nog 2 andere geluidjes. Het eerste geluidje dat jullie hoorden, dat zijn de klikjes. En die gebruiken ze voor een echolocatie. Hun natuurlijke sonar. Ze zenden een geluidje uit, weer kaatsen op een object. En zo kunnen ze precies zien hoe ver iets is bijvoorbeeld. Nou zien jullie allemaal mooie winkels op de blauwplatform gaan. En ook een pindelfijn uit het water komen. And in a bit you will see that the trainers are going in the water with the dolphins and leave the white fin buckets on the blue platform. And they will reward the dolphins with a positive attention.
Pretty neat. Yeah. We'll go swimming like that.
Dat voor maar $20 krijgen jullie een cruise met een foto er gratis bij. So would you like to have a dolphin kiss of one of our dolphins? That's possible. You can make your reservation upstairs for only $20, included with the picture.
It's like that a long time.
Keep your cameras ready on Senzi and Amy.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think they're coming back with a big surprise to the blue platform. And give them a big applause. Here's Sensi. Also, Amy, just try that again. So keep your cameras ready. Here is Annie. Give her a big applause. Here we go, from left to right, Tina, Buster, Annie, Bonnie, and Banana, and of course the trainers, Carly, Christine, Zanti, Andy. Our assistant trainer is me.
I got frizzy hair.
Where the sea lions were. They're over on this end with the boat. But over here you got a nice little beach, which I think is cool. And then way off in the distance is our cruise ship. That's it.
Well, we hope that you enjoyed the video. We sure enjoyed doing this excursion.
Watching this makes me want to go back.
I'm ready. Watch it again and again.
You want me to keep on watching it?
Yes. We hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. We love you.
Thank you. Bye.